was busy typing a report at her desk, her finger moving swiftly over the keyboard, the quiet hum of the office surrounding her. When the knock on the door, Ryan coming. The door opened and Manager Kang stepped inside with a warm smile. He was holding a file. Kang, Miss Lee, you are always working so thoughtfully. I thought I should at least come by and ask you if you have lunch. Why not yet? You know Mr. Kim's schedule. When he doesn't eat, I don't get to either. It's the secretary course, Manager Kang. Then that makes me lucky when you remind you honestly. You should take care of yourself better. Ryan, you should like a doctor instead of manager. I will keep it in mind. Manager Kang, no, really, I mean, you are always kind to everyone, always smiling, even when you are tired. People like you, they deserve to be taken care of too. Ryan felt a little frustrated at his word, but kept her tone light. Ryan, that's very sweet of you to say, but if I collapse from the overwork, I will make sure to write your name in my will. Manager Kang laughed, along with her, enjoying their easy conversation. Through the glass wall of the private office, Taehyung had been glancing up every few seconds from his paper, his jaw tightening as he showed them smiling together. Taehyung's pen still on the page. He didn't know why, but he felt something irritating. Taehyung, Miss Lee, my office now. Van blinked, surprised at the sudden call. She quickly stood up, gathering her notepad, and gave Manager Kang a polite bow. Van, excuse me, Manager Kang. Judy calls. Manager Kang, of course. I will let you go before the dragon breathed fire. Van, he is not that scary most of the time, she said teasingly. Van walked into Taehyung's office, closing the door behind her. He was pretending to be in a paper through his expression. Van, you called for me, Mr. Kim. Taehyung, without looking up. You seem to have a lot of time for casual conversation during work hour. When I was just being polite, manager can't come by to discuss lunch with me. Taehyung, and since when does discuss lunch involve laughing that much? When are you monitoring my laughter now? Should I file a report every time I smile? Taehyung, I don't pay you to be distracted by the laughing and conversation with everyone. Why distract, or do you just not like seeing me enjoy talking with someone else? Taehyung froze for a moment, caught off guard of her word. His jaw clenched and he looked away, shuffling the paper. Taehyung, don't get cry over, Miss Lee. I don't care who you talk to. Why? If you say so, Mr. Kim, but your tone sounds like it to disagree with your words. Taehyung's eyes snapped back to hers, a storm of emotion, flipper, annoying, denial, something else he couldn't want to name. Vine only smiled innocently, tilted her head as she hadn't just a concern the most fierce CEO in the industry. Vine stood there, her notepad, still smiling at the calm, almost teasing way. Taehyung gazed on her for a second. Taehyung said, Vine sat gracefully across from him. His calm composure only seems irritated. Taehyung, what did Manager Kang want? Instantly, Ryan. He come to check if I had eaten, that's all. Taehyung, that's all, Ryan. Unless you like me to report the exact number of sentence exchange. Taehyung, don't test my patience, Ryan. I am not Mr. Kim. I am simply being honest. Taehyung's eye narrowed, but beneath his cold stare, there was something unsettled, an irritation that had nothing to do with her work. Taehyung, you seem very comfortable laughing with him. Why should I apologize for having good workplace? Taehyung, your job is to support me, not entertaining the manager and laughing with him. Why entertaining? That's interesting choice of word, Mr. Kim. Are you suggesting I was laughing with him? Taehyung, stiff, his jaw tightening, his voice came out colder. You are twisting my words. Why, maybe, or maybe you are reading too much. My words, there was a silence, the air heavy now. Taehyung looked at her with those sharp eyes, but something flipped in them, softened he tried to mask. Taehyung, you shouldn't let people get laugh and close to you. Not everyone deserves your time. Van blinked, caught off guard by the emotion in his tone. For the first time, his words doesn't sounds like order. Why are you worried about me, Mr. Kim? Taehyung immediately straightened his cold mask, snapping back into place. Taehyung, don't flatter yourself. I am only reminding you of your position. Why? Of course not, Mr. Kim. But thank you for reminding me anyway. She turned to leave. For a moment, Taehyung's eyes softened as he watched her walk away. He caught himself quickly look back at the paper. Something he didn't want to name, jealousy. Taehyung, why does it bother me so much? Meeting has just ended. Taehyung stood tall and composed, his sharp suit perfectly aligned, while Vine gathered her nods. Follow him. Her calm smile, even after the long discussion, a contrast to his cold, unreadable expression. As they step into the hallway, the sound of footsteps approached. Manager Kang appeared, holding a folder. His face lightened a moment. He spot Vine. Kang, Miss Lee, just the person I want to see. Vine. Manager Kang, is something the matter? Manager Kang. Not at all. I just want to ask, are you free this evening? Perhaps we could discuss the upcoming project over dinner. Vine hesitated politely, glancing at Taehyung for a fraction of a second before answering. Taehyung's expression remained perfectly blank. Vine, I appreciate the offer, Manager Kang, but I usually stay in the late at the office. Mr. Kim's fixed schedule. Manager Kang, always dedicated, aren't you? Well, at least promise me you will take some time to rest. Van gave a soft laugh at his comment. From the corner of her eyes, she noticed Taehyung hand twitch silently at his side. The CEO, usually called Aura, was still instant, but his affairs something. His bow pulled together. Van, I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Manager Kang. Manager Kang nodded, giving her one last smile before heading down the hall. As soon as he was out of sight, Ryan turned silently towards Taehyung, who was already walking by. Mr. Kim, are you upset? Taehyung, why would I be? Why? Because you look different just now, almost like you were. Not like. Taehyung, you are imagining things. Focus on your work, Mr. Lee. Sorry, Miss Lee. Brian cackled softly, her eyes sparkling as she kept pace beside him. She didn't push further, but she noticed how his ear turned red. Taehyung, on the other hand, kept his gaze forward, refusing to acknowledge. His face remained unreadable, except for a small smirk. It was nearly midnight when the last light of the KTH construction dimmed. The office was quiet, most employees long gone, except for Taehyung and Ryan. She stepped out of the office. Taehyung, it's late. I will drive you home. Ryan, polite smile. That won't be necessary, Mr. Kim. I can arrange a taxi. You have already worked enough today. Taehyung's brow furrowed silently, about to argue, but just then footsteps echoed in the lobby. Manager Kang appeared, carrying his coat over his arms. Manager Kang, Miss Lee is still here this late? You should go home alone at this time. Not good. Mr. Kim, you must be tired. It's such a long day, so it won't be any trouble. I will drive her to the home. Taehyung felt safe immediately. His jaw clenched and his usual cold expression deepened into something sharper. Ryan noticed change. Taehyung, that won't be necessary. I already say I will drive her to home. Manager Kang, but sir, you work enough. Let me take care of her. Taehyung, I don't need you to decide what I should or what should I don't. Ryan let out a small cackle under her breath. Both men glanced at her. Fine, I really don't want to trouble either of you, Manager Kang, sir. Truly, it's not issue for me. You shouldn't. Taehyung, I say I will do it. End of discussion. For a moment, silence filled the air. Manager Kang and slowly, clearly disappointed, but he didn't say anything. Instead, he turned back to Ryan's soft tone. All right then, Miss Lee, maybe another time. Are you free this Sunday? We could have coffee together. Before Ryan could even answer, Taehyung stepped forward, his voice cold, leaving no room for argument. Taehyung, she is not free. She has a meeting with me on a Sunday. Ryan blinked in a surprise, looking at him. Manager Kang, I see, understood. Then another time, perhaps. Good night. He walked away slowly, his shoulder heavy with a resigned. Ryan turned back to Taehyung. Ryan, A meeting on Sunday, I didn't know about it. Saying, you know now, let's go. I don't have much work left, so I need to go home early. Van cackled softly at his words, following him out of the building. The cool night air passed them, but then only sign she noticed. She Taehyung's laugh. The black luxurious car smoothly out of the company parking. Taehyung's hand rested firmly on the steering wheel, his posture straight, eyes fixed on the road. Van sat beside him. Van, you really didn't have to drive me home, Mr. Kim. I would have managed. Taehyung, voice calm. It's late. It's not safe. I don't trust anyone else to for you drive to home. Van blinked, a small smile forming on her face at his shyness. She tilted her head. Van, not even Manager Kang. He seems very trustworthy. Taehyung, especially not him. Van, you really don't like him, do you? Taehyung quickly glanced at her. I don't like people who interfere in my business, Van. Interfere or maybe people who laugh with me so much. Taehyung's eyes flipped towards her for a split second, his expression giving away further than his words. He quickly looked back at the road. Taehyung, you laugh too easily with the people. Van. Oh, and what about with you? Do I laugh too easily? Taehyung was silent for a moment, his grip on the wheel firm. With me, it's different. Vine's eyes softened at his words, her playful smile flaring into something. She didn't say anything for a while. The car was a quiet. Air between them carried something unspoken. As they nearly her neighborhood, Vine leaned back in her seat. Thank you, Mr. Kim, for always making sure I get home safely. Even it's not your part of the work. Taehyung jaw tightening silently at her word. He didn't respond immediately. Taehyung, you don't need to thank me. It's my responsibility and not just because of work. Ryan blinked, turning to look at him, but before she could respond, the car slowed to stop in front of her apartment. Taehyung's mask was back in place. Taehyung, we are here. Go. Ryan studied him for a moment longer. She opened the car door. Ryan, good night, Mr. Kim. Try not to argue with anyone else about me tomorrow, alright? Taehyung, looking at her with a sharp look, but she only cackled softly. He watched her walk to the entrance of the building, his eyes softening despite himself. Only once to disappear. Taehyung, why do you make everything so complicated, Ryan? Ryan was lying on her bed, hugging a pillow, her cheeks silently flushed as she replayed Taehyung's face. Lisa Jenny sat across from her. Lisa, so let me get this straight. Our eyes cold heartless. You actually argue for you, Jenny, and you are telling me his face was cute while being jealous. That man doesn't even know what cute means, Ryan. Don't say it like that. He wasn't cute. He was just different. His expression, it was so serious, but he couldn't hide it. Lisa, she is smiling like an idiot again. Look, Jenny, she gone. Jenny, hopeless, completely hopeless. Ryan, I'm not hopeless. I'm just frustrated. He obviously gets jealous, but he doesn't say anything, not a word, just to keep hiding behind his cold mask. Lisa, that's because he is stubborn. Men like him, they won't admit their feeling until they are. We have to make him to say to you, Jenny, exactly, and you, Miss Lee, no need to be strong, Van, but what if he never break and never say to me? It's ridiculous. Lisa, ridiculous now, babe. The way he look at you, the man already belongs to you, but he didn't confess his feeling to you. Jenny, yeah, it's not one side, Van, it's written all over his face. Van sat up slowly, hugging her pillow, her eyes softened as she thought about Taehyung. Van, he really did look jealous, didn't he, Lisa? Jenny, yes. Jenny, so what's the plan, Miss Secretary? You can't just sit around waiting. Are you going to keep letting Manager Khan do work for you, Lisa, or are you finally going to make our caller CEO say that magical word? Van eyes sparkled at the thought. She nodded, gripping the pillow like a soldier ready for battle. Fine, I won't lose my game. If Taehyung keep acting like this, then I will keep acting like this. Jenny, that's the spirit. Lisa, I'm gonna make the big bed. CEO confess. Ryan laughed, shaking her head, but her cheeks glowed with her excitement. Ryan, one way or another, Kim Taehyung will confess. The other two exchanged a knowing look, burst into giggle as Ryan hid her face in her pillow. Taehyung loses his tie and throws it on the chair. The city light flickers in the true floor-to-ceiling window, but he doesn't turn the lamp. He sat at the edge of the bed, elbow resting on his knee, staring at the floor for the first time in a long while, thinking about Ryan's smile and the way she had been talking with Mr. Kang earlier. He doesn't like Taehyung's thought. Why do I even care? I drove her home. That should have been end of it. She is my secretary, nothing more. He leaned back, running a hand through his hair in a frustration. His reflection in the glass window stared back at him. Taehyung, then why does it feel like I am hurting? He remembered the way Kang had stepped in, offering a drop wine home as if it was his responsibility. The way he spoken so casually, and Ryan smiling, Taehyung's eyes, acting like he knows her better than I do, acting like she belongs with him. He let out a quiet sob, shaking his head. He wasn't used to say, not knowing how to name. Taehyung, jealousy, is that what this is called? He let out a word. It felt ridiculous, childish. Even Kim Taehyung, the man who built an empire from nothing, now felt something. But when he closed his eyes, all he could see was her expression. A little chuckle she gave when she noticed Taehyung. Taehyung thought she saw. She didn't she? She knows how I react when Mr. Kang is around her. A low smile on her face against his own heart, against her heart. Taehyung, Levi, what are you trying to do to me? But even as he say, a faint, almost reluctant smile on his corner of his face, because deep down. Next day, Ryan entered into the office. Her hair clicked softly against the polished floor. She set her bag on the chair, froze on her desk. There are many roses. The entire room smelled sweet and overwhelmed. For a moment, she blinked in disbelief. Ryan, what is this all? She walked closer and looking at the velvet petal, a faint smile on her face, she turned instantly to call her assistant, or at least ask the receptionist for whose flower is this. Taehyung stepped in, crisp suit, as sharp as ever. But the moment his eyes landed on the roses, the cold mask cracked, replaced by something. Surprise first. Taehyung's voice low. What is this? Who gave you this flower? Ryan blinked at him, scared. His sudden sharp tone caught her scared. Ryan, I don't know, sir. I just came in and saw them here. Taehyung jaw tightening, his eyes narrow. He stepped closer, towering over the table, his hand reaching out for the envelope. Inside written, neatly in elegant script, were words that were professional. Letter from Mr. Kang to brighten your morning as you brighten at the office every day. Kang. Taehyung become angry and inhaled sharply through his nose. All the fear. His mind is with anger. Taehyung, so it's from him. Vine tilted her head, watching him. She could see it on his shoulder. That who sent this to her? She blinked slowly, surprising the small smile on her face. Vine, is something wrong, sir? Taehyung snapped. The latter shot, his eyes' expression unreadable, but his eyes look different. Saying nothing, just get out from here. He reached the door, his hand gripped on the handle. Then necessary. Wine stood frozen, eyes widen. The room was still filled with the roses, but it wasn't the flower. Her dress, it was look at Taehyung's face. Wine, so it does bother you, hmm? She glanced at the roses again. Smile on her face, not because of the roses, but because of Taehyung. Vine stood by the coffee machine carefully, measuring the ground, and filled the kettle. The morning light screamed through the window, reflection softly of the polished counter. She hummed lightly. Suddenly, footsteps approached. Mr. Kang. Mr. Kang. Good morning, Miss Lee. I hope the flower were you like. Van. Good morning, Mr. Kang. Yeah, they are very beautiful. Thank you for thinking of me. Mr. Kang, I'm glad. I thought you deserve a little brightness in your day. Van, I appreciate it. Truly, it was very thoughtful of you. She turned her attention back to the coffee machine, pouring water into the kettle, her movement precious and calm from the office. His expression darkening the moment he saw Mr. Kang. Taehyung thought, why is he always there talking to her, smiling at her? His jaw tightening, his hand shook silently as he picked up his phone. Dialing quickly, Taehyung, leave Van, come to my office now. Van froze. Van, yeah, Mr. Kim. She left the coffee in the machine, stream rising gently. And Mr. Kang, heading to the office so soon, already done with your coffee. Van, I will have it to leave. Mr. Kim has worked with me. She continued walking with her strength and fast, her heel clicked softly against the floor. Taehyung and her sharply as she entered into the office, closing the door behind her. Taehyung, sit. Van did, setting her bag neatly her side. She glanced at him, noticing his jaw. Van, is everything okay, Mr. Kim? Taehyung, why was he there? Van, Mr. Kang, he just come to ask about the flower, nothing more. Taehyung finger tapped sharply on the table, his eyes darkening as he let out a low breath. Taehyung, I don't want him anywhere near you again. Understood? Why? Understood, Mr. Kim, but why? Her voice was a calm, professional, but there was a faint in his eyes. Few days later, the office was quiet. The soft hum of the city outside fell through the glass wall. Taehyung sat beside the table, paper untouched, his gaze fixed on Van. She sat across him. Taehyung, Lee Van. Voice low. Van looked up, tilted her head silently. Van, yes, sir. Taehyung rose from his chair, moving around the table until he stood directly in front of her. He didn't look down. There was a sharp eyes. Taehyung, do you have any idea how I feel every time someone else smiles at you, or how it feels when you laugh? Van's eyes widened silently. She remained calm. Taehyung, I have tried to stay professional, to ignore, to tell myself it doesn't matter, but it does. You matter more than anything, more than anything. Why? Mr. Kim. Taehyung, no, listen. I like you. I like you since the first day. You come here. I try to keep it for me, but no, I can't watch anyone else take your attention even for a second. One blink. She could see the raw honesty in his eyes. When Taehyung's eyes softening as the sound of her name. He took a step closer. The simple gesture bowed to her. Taehyung, do you feel the same? Van's smile grew. Van, yeah, I have felt it too for a long time. I like you too. Taehyung expression softening completely, and for a moment the office, the city, the world seemed stopped for them. Taehyung, I'm not imagining this. You really feel the same? Van, yeah, and I think maybe it's time we stop pretending otherwise. Taehyung, smile. Taehyung, good, because I am not letting anyone else take what is mine. Why not, Mr. Kim? He let out a low, satisfied hum. They sat there for a moment. Taehyung, then we will stay together, wine together. The office light shifted with the late afternoon sun, casting a glow over them. For the first time, the cold, unyielding CEO allowed himself to fall for someone. Vine swore through the stolen glance and quiet fight through jealous storm. The end.